Take a deep breath in and exhale. Keep breathing deeply, and as you do, remind yourself that you are alive. True, it could look very obvious. However, it is so easy to forget to be grateful for being alive. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, remind yourself that it doesn't matter which opportunity you think you lost or you think is out of your reach or you think fill the blank. Remind yourself that if you are alive, whatever it is that you perceive isn't with you at this time, is opening a space for other opportunities. As you are alive, you can reach other opportunities, other valuable opportunities. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And what if today you choose to ask yourself, am I aware that imagination is a form of thought? Are you? Are you aware that imagination is a form of thought? Is it possible that you come from a field or from a family that imagination was in some way condemned, in some way belittled because it wasn't a practical tool? However, do you realize that everything around you, everything, absolutely everything around you was once something that existed only in the imagination of someone? Take a deep breath in and exhale. And what if today you choose to affirm, I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. Take a deep breath in and exhale. But how will I do that? How will you do that? That's an excellent question. Thank you for asking. Do you allow yourself to have new experiences even if they may be out of your comfort zone? And remember that you are more than one area of your life. So, you could say yes, and you're thinking in only one area of your life, or you could be saying no, and you are only thinking in one area of your life. So, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, remind yourself that you are more than vocational, physical, financial, familial, mental, spiritual, social. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. If someone proposed a different kind of experience, do you give yourself permission to try those new different clothes or those new different food, for example.
But maybe I don't like it.
What if you find that you love it? Or what if an ingredient or something sparks something else in your imagination? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. How often do you give yourself permission to expand the reach of your imagination? In a conscious way. Is it possible that you are using your imagination as your ally in some areas of your life and as your enemy in others? You know what? That could be happening. There is this possibility that in any area of your life, your imagination goes and takes you to see the best ever scenario, and in other, it takes you to the worst case scenario. And as you are here, you are expanding your sphere of consciousness, you are expanding your sphere of awareness, you are expanding, raising your level of alertness. And there are happening some shifts in your consciousness that will allow you to expand your imagination little by little and become conscious about it. Because when you become conscious about your imagination, you can use it as your ally instead of your enemy. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. Observe if when you interact with people that use their imagination in a different way or form than you do, something on you experience discomfort. Observe if in any way you block yourself, you close yourself to the way they do things or to the ideas or projects because fill the blank. They use too much imagination, too little imagination. Observe what you despise on others and what do you despise on yourself. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, realize that even your perception of imaginations, the imagination of others, could impact the business that you choose to do or not. And when I say business, could be a formal business or any other kind of communication or relationship. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. See everything around you. And there was once only, they existed only in the imagination of someone. So, are you aspiring to be realistic and only do more of what already existed? Or will you give yourself permission to expand your imagination? and go even further that you even possibly imagined years ago. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. Do you realize that sometimes changing the order of the things you do could allow your imagination to expand? So, check if you're thinking that expanding your imagination means a whole overhauling of your routine. Or, what is your concept about expanding your imagination? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. Others could do it, and also could you. Imagination is a form of thought. Keep in mind today's question. Am I aware that imagination is a form of thought? So, if imagination is a form of thought, it is at your reach. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. I initiate expanding the reach of my imagination. Blessing.